Welcome to In the Word. My name is Dr. Robert McKenzie, and today we're going to talk about the refining of marriage. If you have never been in a sauna, you can't understand how hot it becomes. The purpose is to open up your pores and begin to sweat and ultimately lose weight. But it truly depends on how many times that you go and experience this heating process. If you live in a certain part of the country or certain parts of the world where it is very hot, then you will experience the same thing: the heat, the sweating, and the losing of weight. Now, when it comes to metals and minerals, the same process is called refining. The heat becomes so hot that it burns off the impurities of the metals and the minerals in order to get the best of them. For instance, gold. In order to make gold more valuable, it must go through a heating process called refining. The hotter it becomes, the more impurities are burned off, which gives gold a higher value. The Bible talks about the same thing when it comes to Christians as well. There comes a time when we must experience the refining process. The Bible often uses the imagery of gold being refined as a picture of what God does in our life. God sees us not full of impurity, but full of potential. God, in the refining imagery, is the refiner, and we are the lump of unrefined gold, full of impurity, but full of potential beauty. Now, if God uses this imagery about his people, he can also use it when it comes to marriage and relationships. Marriages are full of impurity, but yet they are full of potential. And in order to make a marriage pure, those impurities must be burned off and dealt with. Impurities such as anger, lying, adultery, cheating mentally, not handling finances properly, and not spending time together. What is a refiner? It is a noun, a person or device or substance that removes impurities or settlement or unwanted matter from something. 1 Peter chapter 1 verse 7 says, "So that the tested genuineness of your faith, more precious than gold that perishes though it is tested by fire, may be found to result in praise and glory and honor at the revelation of Jesus Christ." Marriages and relationships can be stressed to the limit that it feels like there is no repair. There are arguments, fighting, and much more, and the repairs seem hopeless. In order for a marriage to be great, to be successful, it must be tested. It must be purified. In the purification process, there will be pain, problems, trials, tribulations, ups and downs, and heartaches. Job chapter 23 verse 10 says, "But he who knows the way that I take, when he has tried me, I shall come out as gold." Marriages in trouble can and will come out great after the purification process. The Old Testament book of Malachi chapter 3 verse 3 says, "He will sit as a refiner and purifier of silver, and he will purify the sons of Levi and refine them like gold and silver, and they will bring offerings in righteousness to the Lord." It is God who is our refiner in marriages and relationships. It is God who puts us to the test. It is God who burns off the impurities in order to expose the potential of greatness. Psalms chapter 66 verse 10 says, "For you, O God, have tested us. You have tried us as silver is tried." Psalms 66 10 through 12 says, "For you, O God, have tested us. You have tried us as silver is tried. You brought us into the net. You laid a crushing burden on our backs. You let men ride over our heads. heads. We went through the fire, through the water, yet you have brought us out to a place of abundance. God is an overwhelming and overpower refiner. The refiner takes away the wrongs. The refiner takes away that shouldn't be there and exposes us once again to greatness. The only way that our marriages will achieve greatness is that we must have every impurity burned away like gold, like silver. Marriages are special to God because marriages were used to impact the culture. And when the culture has become purified, when the culture has become refined, then and only then will God's power reign throughout eternity. My name is Dr. Robert McKenzie, and you have been listening to In the Word. This is Dr.